Well, hello everybody. Happy Fancy Friday. Well, today I wanted to talk about bathing suits. I promised this in one of my last videos, and even though we're coming close to the end of summer, somehow I was able to pick up a couple of extra bathing suits. So I want to try them on and see how they fit, and then also show you some of my favorites. But before we get started, I wanted to talk about what to do down here. Well, what I've done in the past is use package tape. Of course, package tape. I know I've made this joke before, but it works pretty well in that it's not stretchy. So you just like apply it to the front, wrap it around back 2 or 3 times, and it makes everything nice and tucked. It does sometimes have a little crinkle sound to it, but it does hold things really well, and because it doesn't have any flexibility, everything stays tight. Now I decided to try something different. I've heard of people using KT type tape that like athletes use, and they actually make a product out of that same tape specifically for tucking. So you just apply the front and then wrap it around back. And so I'm trying it like for the first time now. So far, I'm not super impressed with it. The shape is like perfect, so I really love the shape, but it's got a little more flexibility than I like, so I'm not really thrilled with that. They do give you this little tiny sock to kind of protect things with, so you can tuck things in the sock first to make it less painful when you take it off. So we'll see how that goes. I will not show you that. And lastly, whenever I can, I try to add a bump to the butt with these butt pads. So I've got a little extra shape back here. So that's what I try to do for my bathing suits. I can't always use this, but I always have something tucking things nicely. I have read online that you can make make your own little gaff. So I've tried that, and it doesn't work too bad. It's just made out of like old pantyhose, and I put a little duct tape in there to give it some sturdiness and keep it from stretching too much. And so that can sometimes hold things tight as well. So that's some different options, and I'm gonna try on some different bathing suits, and we'll see how it goes. So this is probably one of my favorites. I really love the color and the shape of it. It's one piece, so it kind of hides any differences in abs between men and women. And it doesn't hit too high up on the hip. And of course it's got like this sweetheart top, which gives a little bit more impression of breasts. Now there are some similar to this which are strapless, but of course those are harder to hold up. So this one's got the straps, which is nice. This is my favorite cover up too, because it's open in the front. Again, that it's nice to be able to hide the sides, because people will just assume there's curves there, even if there's not, and show off kind of your best parts. And it's kind of short, so it has that beachy look, and I think my legs look nice, so I don't like to cover them up too much. I have another one very similar that I wear quite a bit, so I'll show you that one next. Now this is the one that's very similar to that purple one, has kind of the same shape, same cut, and I think it's very flattering. And this is another one that I've worn out in public a few times. I am using that tucking tape, and I think it does pretty well. The pattern, I think, helps not show the curves the shape that you are not trying to show. It seems to kind of hide lumps and stuff. And I do have the little padded rump, which I think looks nice. Now you got to be careful with that because anything that's a little high-waisted would show. So luckily this is kind of low hipped, I guess I should say. It's got a low cut on the hip, so I don't have to worry about the padded panties showing. I've got some new stuff, so I know you've seen this before. I know you've probably seen these before, but I've got some new stuff coming up. Okay, so this one I just bought like a week ago. It's a little more daring in the plunging neckline. Still have it a little bit higher in the hip, but not so high that I can't wear my little butt pop. I'm not really loving these straps. I feel like they accentuate the muscle right there, that trapezius muscle. But it's not bad. It's not bad. I kind of like it. I like the back. It's got kind of a fun crisscross in the back, which could make some fun tan lines. So I'm definitely going to keep this one. I like it. One thing that I've noticed with a lot of bathing suits is they will have padded cups. So you might not even have to put in any kind of padding or breast forms. And the ones that, and almost all the ones that don't have padding have a little slot where you can stick in something, stick in some padding, which is perfect. So that's one of the things I love about bathing suits. Now this one I bought at the same time I bought that black one. I thought it was interesting, but I'd give it a try. The top is much different than what I usually wear. It's not bad, but I don't think it's particularly flattering. I like the bottoms because I thought if they come up high, they can hide kind of that extra bump that men have. But the hips cut really high, so I can't wear my pads under it, and it really makes my tan lines look weird. So I think this one's probably a no. Let me know what you think.